Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and welcome back to TekTopia, where today we are going to be converting our underground tree farm here. So this is the original underground tree farm, built with the intent to hold many trees for all of our lumberjacks to come here and chop them down, but because we are all the way down here on y equals 11, none of the lumberjacks actually visit here, and yeah, all of the trees remain full and they never get chopped down. So having this stay as a tree farm is completely pointless. So instead, we're going to be replacing it with something else. So I thought for a long and hard time about what I could build down here in replace of the tree farm. And I think I have finally landed on something that is going to be worthy of a room this size. It did take me an awful long time to build this entire thing, so I wanted to do something that was going to be worth my while. And I think I have it. So right off the start in today's episode, we are going to jump straight into a time lapse and get this place converted. Okay, this room probably needs some explaining before I go any further. It's not quite as obvious as the tree farm that was here before. Pretty much the gist of this room is it's some sort of shrine hall and also a place to honor the dead of this village, which at the moment currently stands at 1 villager. So all I really need to do to complete this room is grab a sign from upstairs and label it somewhere in this room, probably in the center spot here, of the name of our villager, which I kind of forgot. Whoopsie, my bad. There's another. We can just add chicken. We can add 1 million of them around this place probably. They die all the time. But yeah, this is what's going on here. So we have this middle shrine in the center, which eventually I would really like to have a beacon coming out of the middle. Currently we just have an end rod down there, but I'm hoping later on in the episode we can go and kill 3 wither skeletons, or get 3 wither skeleton heads and make a wither, kill that thing, and get a purely aesthetic beacon. It would be a huge waste, but this room is so extravagant and massive and I spent so much time on it, I don't really mind spending a little bit more to get something as expensive as a beacon to go in the center. I think it would just be really cool shooting up right through the ceiling, which we should be able to do. So yeah, we have this kind of center shrine in the middle and then the 4 going in each of the 4 corners. And basically the idea is that these 4 are kind of coming together, and this middle shrine is harnessing all of the power that is eventually going to turn on the beacon when we do get it. So I said I think it was at the start of this village, at least quite a few episodes ago, I wanted to do something with the 4 elements: earth, water, air and fire, signified by all of these colors coming out of the shrine. So we have orange for fire, light grey for air, blue for water, and of course brown for earth. So the color is kind of coming out of the stem of the middle of the shrine here and sort of overflowing its magical goodness down on all of the earth, and yeah, it's kind of being brought together in the center here. What I could actually do, I've just thought this could look actually really awesome, is continue doing this glass pane thing here and kind of waving it on through into the very middle here, and they all kind of combust together in the middle, make a big explosion somehow. That's something to think about. That will take a while though, because these are really tedious to place down. Let me know if you guys will think that'd be cool. But yeah, that's generally the idea of how this would work magically and functionally. These all are harnessed by the center one here, which will turn on the beacon. So yeah, that's kind of the deal of this room. The other thing I probably should mention is why there's a bunch of flowers around each of the shrines. One is to make it look good. That's the main reason, really. But the other one could be, you know, you plant flowers next to a grave, right, to honor the deceased. So that's kind of a similar thing going on here. But yeah, like I said, the main reason is it makes it look pretty. Now, the only trouble with this room down here is actually the staircase that leads to it. If we just walk up here, actually we'll run because I think it's quite a ways up. We have a little bit of a problem with our miners and more specifically the mine shafts. There we go. You can see it here. Oh, diamonds, look at that. That was right. That's only just been regenerated, I think, because I had a hole through here so I could actually get through. But yeah, turns out miners can break player-placed blocks. I didn't think they could do that. I thought if I placed a block down, it would kind of stop them in their path. Obviously not. They just steamrolled right through my walkway here, and it's the same on the other side. So I'm going to sort this out off camera. Whether there's more diamonds up there. Goodness gracious, my druids are doing wondrous things. I'm going to leave it in case they... Actually, they're not going to break that, are they? No, because it's on the corner. I'll just take it for myself. Thank you very much. But yeah, I'm going to sort this off camera because I'm either going to have to destroy the mine shaft that's there or figure out a way to like block it before it gets to the walkway. I don't know. I'll fumble around with it off camera, but right now it's just going to stay in the way. It's okay. You don't really see the pathway. That's not the main thing. But anyway, I'm on my way to get myself a sign. Dexter Pham was his name, and he was the bravest miner in all of Olorindor. Braver than any of the dwarves in the undergrowth, and of course any of the humans in Mecklen's Vale, and also braver than any of the elves in Eriduin, because he took that lava right on the head, and he is paying the price for not moving out the way. So this is where Dexter Pham lies, and we will probably put any other villagers that happen to perish in this village just beside this shrine here. I'll probably just, you know, do the next one over here, and then the next one over here, and keep it somewhat symmetrical, but fingers crossed, we'll just keep it at Dexter here. That would be nice, but it wouldn't surprise me if we happen to lose another, or two, or three, or four. There's always a close call at night time. A Necromancer has joined us today, which is wonderful timing to lead me on to my next point. It's a great segue, in fact, because we actually need more guards. Obviously, we can't get them right now. We're going to have to fight this battle with only the 10 we have. But I would really like some more guards because we currently have like nearly 60 residents, I think. And 10 guards isn't really enough to protect them all, so we're going to try and double up on that fact by building another tavern in this village. And we're not going to actually need to do any exterior building. We're basically going to do it underneath the tavern. It should actually be a really cool build. But before we can get started with that, we of course have to beat this guy over here. So guards, rally up and watch my back, because I'm probably going to do the most of this and you guys are going to help me out when I'm struggling. Actually, they probably won't at all. I don't think they're even going to cross the bridge. Anyway, let's fight this Necromancer, shall we? I cannot believe how insanely easy that was. Okay, I was expecting to have like a long time lapse of, you know, an epic battle music and maybe cross the bridge and get the guards involved. But no, I just stood back as I usually do with my bow and sniped them all off. I usually kill it pretty quick, but not that quickly. That was honestly quite impressive for how bad of an attack that was. Not really on my end. I didn't do anything too fancy. I mean, you guys saw. I stood over here and shot my bow a couple of times, and we got a free 20 emeralds. So that right there, it is easy money. The Necromancer is welcome anytime. Despite that being incredibly easy and the fact the guards could have handled it just as well, we're still gonna build ourselves another barracks because the main problem with the lack of guards is actually because of all of the mobs that spawn at nighttime. I got 3 hearts from that house, that's pretty good. Only a 4-person one, nice going. But yeah, that's where the main issues arise at nighttime. Even more hearts, goodness gracious, they're everywhere. We got happy villagers, as you can tell. But yeah, that's where most of our issues occur. At nighttime when there's tons of mobs spawning and the villagers haven't quite made it back to their houses yet, we could use some extra protection, which is why we're going to go ahead and build another barracks. So as I said, it's going to be going underneath our tavern here, and we're actually going to punch a hole, I think somewhere around here, and if I just break away these couple of blocks, obviously we're going to make this a bit lower. Why is there an end rod there? I have no idea. Oh, probably providing lighting for that piston for the kitchen. Light goes through piston blocks, which is what this is. I'm guessing that's why that's there. Gonna have to be moved though, unfortunately, because yeah, we are going to be turning this under area into a fully functional barracks with plenty of beds for 10 new guards. So as I said, we're going to need to drop it down by a couple of levels because this is way too short and we don't want our guards feeling overcrowded and cramped. So yeah, I'm going to work on transforming this place into a super cozy barracks underneath the tavern. Should be nice and quiet at night time, I imagine. They'll get plenty of sleep. Before we start building that, we should probably spawn in the children that will grow up to become guards. And if I just show you here, guys, we actually have a lot more spare beds than I first thought. So you can see here in our TekTopia information book, we have total beds of 70 and 57 residents. So we've got 13 spare beds, which is obviously more than 10, meaning we have enough to spawn all of these guys in. I may just, however, do it in the morning, just so they're not, you know, born into the darkness. We don't want a bane on our hands right now. So, yeah, I'm going to go to bed, hatch all of these guys, probably not the right term, but spawn all of these guys in, and then we'll start building the barracks. Currently, this is all I've done at the moment, but I can already tell it's gonna be such a fun build. I mean, just how, like, cool does that look? Just this little offshoot, almost kind of like hidden entranceway going underneath the tavern. Behind the doors is ugliness. Yes, I have to fix all of this and make it look much better. We're gonna kind of do this step by step, I thought. Something a bit different instead of a time-lapse, or it's just straight up building on camera. But yeah, this is such a cool entranceway. I absolutely love it. There's honestly not a whole lot going on, but I think it does work quite well. I love just how secretive it is. You don't really know it's there unless you're looking for it. Behind the doors now is a much better looking room. As you can see, it's all done as far as the walls, ceiling and floor is concerned, but we still have to furnish it, of course. But pretty much what I've done here is just brought down the wall texture like we have with the bottom part of the tavern with the cobblestone brick, crackstone brick and andesite. I've just brought all of that down with the bottom level here being the regular stone slabs, as you can see. So yeah, I think the walls are fine. Then we just got some pillars and these like beams going across the ceiling and a pretty plain floor, and it's quite plain because most of it's actually going to be getting covered up now because we of course have to place in a lot of beds and a lot of armor stands. The beds are for sleeping and the armor stands are for training. So I'm thinking we maybe have the armor stands over in this little section, possibly have like 1, 2 and 3, and same again on the other side for 6 in total. That should be more than enough for 10 guards. Bearing in mind most of them are usually on patrol, none of them actually really come in the barracks that often unless it's to sleep. So yeah, we have the armor stands over here, and then we try and fit all of the beds into this area. I don't really know how that's going to work. It might be quite cramped and cozy in here, but that shouldn't be a problem. I'm sure the guards would be used to sleeping right on top of one another. But yeah, that's the plan now. Put in some armor stands, put in some beds and chairs, and maybe just some paintings on the wall just to kind of spruce it up a little bit, because it is quite plain at the moment. And just like that, we are all done with our barracks. Now, there really isn't too much going on in here because I didn't think it really made sense to have a whole lot of furniture around the barracks. The only other thing I really thought I possibly could have added was maybe some sort of armory behind one of these walls here, but I thought I'm probably not going to come down here that often. Let's keep it pretty basic and just stick to the beds, armor stands, and chairs. So we do have this table in the center of all the beds just because, you know, we had this big open gap in the middle and I don't really like leaving large open floor spaces, so it was that or a carpet, and I thought a table for them to sit at would be quite nice. But the armor stand area over here is nice and empty because obviously the guards are going to need lots of room for when they're smacking the armor stands over here. And then we just got a miniature table at the end here, maybe to sit and watch them train. The captain can maybe sit here and observe. But yeah, that right there is all done. We got the paintings on the wall to make this a bit more colorful in here because it was awfully grey beforehand, and we are now ready to actually go ahead and buy the barracks token to go in here, as well as 10 guard tokens to hand out to these guys when they do eventually grow up, which isn't going to be anytime soon because that didn't take too long at all. So still got some days to wait, but yeah, we can go ahead and purchase all of that stuff. No, we can't, actually, because I am too poor to buy anything right now. As you can see here, a lot of the stuff we need to buy is really quite expensive. This over here is the barracks, which is already like, I think that's 108 emeralds in total, and then the tradesman wants me to pay 16 emeralds per guard. So I need like 268 emeralds. At the moment, I think I only have a couple of stacks. So yeah, I'm going to do some trading whilst we go do something else. So here is the plan. I am going to trade with the merchant, who should be appearing from behind that wall any second now. There he is, as you can see. I'm going to trade with him, and then whilst I wait for another day-night cycle to appear and this guy to visit the village again, I'm going to head down to the shrine hall, or whatever name you guys decide to give that place, and do some work down there. And I'm actually going to do what I said earlier on in the episode and bring all of the floaty crystal magical things together into the center. So yeah, I'm going to work on that. Hopefully it should take me about 20 minutes, and by the time that all of that passes, the merchant should be coming into town again, and then I'll just wait another day if I don't have enough emeralds. Yeah, basically, have fun watching me place a bunch of glass panes. Now, I'm not sure how well you guys are going to be able to see all of these glass panes. For me, they're already quite dark, and YouTube does like to darken videos even more so. So fingers crossed you guys can somewhat easily see what's going on here. But as you can see, we have all 4 lines of quote-unquote particles, these magical glass panes all floating towards the center and culminating in this big colorful explosion, which I think looks awesome. And yeah, this in total, I think, ranging from 1 pillar to the shrine in the center, or shrine to shrine, I guess we should say, there are about 48 glass panes of each color, which you think it would be less than that, but no, it does add up. And it wasn't too bad to do at all. You saw how I did it. I placed in a dirt line stretching all the way across and kind of just spammed them around. And yeah, I think it's got a really cool effect. I would quickly just like to see what this place looks like with shaders though. Pretty darn cool, actually. Look at that. I mean, the glass panes don't really shimmer as much as I was hoping they would. They stay about the same, but the shrines look mighty cool, don't they? The walls are very bright and everything. But yeah, this is a really cool room. I'm very happy with this. Obviously, the final thing we have left to add in is the beacon, which we will get to later on. But for right now, I have all of my emeralds ready to go and buy some stuff. So let's turn the shaders off and go back to regular Minecraft. I know that look isn't for everybody, but it is nice to slap them on every now and again because they are awfully pretty. But yes, hello guys, I'm here to trade with you. Architect, I think you can go first because I only have one thing, and that is the actual barracks, which is right at the end. Yes, here it is. So there's the 12 emerald blocks, and 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go, barracks token, thank you very much. And then from you, Mr. Tradesman, I need all of the guards. So I think we need 10 in total, right? Where are they? I've just gone past them. There they are, the shields. So let's do just 4 at a time. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we simply need 32 more, and that will get us up to 10. And then we have 27 remaining. Is that right? That's 9, and then there's the 10th one. And the barracks, 27 left. Okay, cool. I think all of the children have now grown up as well, as you can see. So I'm going to go around quickly and hand all of these out. There is the final villager. Oh my goodness, it took me absolutely ages to find you, Grace. I have no idea where you went. The others were super easy, but you just disappeared. But anyway, those are all of the tokens handed out. The barracks is all set up, and the beds are nice and yellow. Well, they're probably green now, I hope. Anyway, maybe we should check, just in case something has gone wrong. Had a little bit of a panic. I thought something was up, but no, it was just where the token was placed down. But yeah, as you can see here, they have settled in nicely. Who are you? David is having a nice nap already. You've only just become a guard. You think you did enough napping as a nitwit, but apparently not. But yeah, that's all set up. Good to go. We now have 20 guards. I think the next Necromancer that pays us a visit stands even less of a chance than it did in the first time. So I am in the process of brewing up some fire resistance potions. I think this is how you make it. It's honestly been quite a while, but I'm doing that because we are ready for a trip to the Nether in hopes of getting some wither skeleton skulls. Obviously there's lots of blaze there, so some fire resistance probably wouldn't go amiss. I also could do with some blaze rods, so it's probably good that I have this because I'm going to be targeting them too, because this is my last 30 end rods, and as you guys probably can guess by now, I use them all the time. So yeah, we are off to do some wither hunting and also some blaze hunting. I'm not sure if this is the fortress I've used in the past, but it's one that's over lava, so this is where I'm going to do all of my hunting. As you can kind of see in the distance there, in fact you probably can, I'm going to need to fly over, but we have another little bit over lava. There's also a gas somewhere. Hello sir, wonderful greeting right there from me. So yeah, this is good. We've already got skeletons spawning. Maybe we can get real lucky and get the first one here to drop ourselves a skeleton wither skull. If you could, you know what, just come over this way, that'll work. Come this way, dear friend. Please drop a skull just right off the bat. That would be wonderful. That's a sword, not a skull. Just to give you guys a quick update here, it's been about 20 minutes, and as you can see, I have 2 skulls, and that is a rate of 1 skull per 10 minutes, which really is pretty good going, so hopefully I can continue that and get the 3rd skull nice and quick. Oh yes, we have done it. 3 wither skulls, and it actually did only take about 30 minutes, so that is pretty good going, I would say. Wasn't too bad at all. And before you ask, yes, I am going to be cheesing this wither fight. I really do not feel like fighting a wither the right way. I'm just gonna stick it in some bedrock and kill it that way because it's quicker, easier, simpler, and less chance of death. And also, I'm kind of running out of time for this episode, so yeah, need to wrap things up quickly here. So there it is, our beacon beam going right up through the center of the shrine, past the particles and out to the surface, which admittedly doesn't look the best. I'm not a huge fan of how beacon beams look, just going up infinitely into the sky, but from down here it looks pretty good, and we can turn it off whenever we want to, just by placing a block at the ceiling up there. But yeah, this is the shrine now, fully complete. It looks awesome, especially all of our glass panes up there, because the beam emits light, you can see them much better, and I think it just looks amazing. So the only other thing that I was tempted to add in was some redstone stuff, and I'm leaving it for now because beam in the face, because I would like your guys' help with that. So I cannot unfortunately have any effects on this beacon because I only have the 3x3 like podium thing. I cannot fit any more down because there's bedrock in the way. As you can see, we are pretty close to Y level 0 or whatever the bottom is. So we can't really have any effects. It's purely cosmetic, but I still would like a way to turn it on and off. And I was thinking maybe we could make some sort of like ritual here. Maybe there's a certain item where we throw into a hopper somewhere, or even put some buttons on top of these chiseled blocks, and you press it and then it activates the beam just so it's not going like 24/7. But yeah, my redstone knowledge would only allow me to like put a lever here and hook it up to a piston that would retract the beacon or retract one of the blocks in the stand that it's on. So I need those of you who are good with redstone to help me out here. Is there a certain contraption I need, like a certain configuration of redstone? Are there any videos out there that would be helpful? If you have any ideas of just how to build it, then feel free to send it on my Discord or Twitter. Anything. I'm not good at redstone, so this is where I need your guys' help. I may do something with this, or I may just leave it active all the time. I'm honestly not sure, but yeah, that was my idea. Something where you just throw it into a hopper and then it activates the beam. How do I do that? Thank you guys for the help in advance. But that, everybody, is where we are going to have to wrap up today's episode. I really hope you did enjoy it here. We are on top of the Skyforge, which we built last episode. Thank you for the feedback of that one, by the way. A lot of you guys really seemed to like it, and also had other ideas for what it looked like rather than just an insect. It was fun reading through the comments, as it always is. I'm going to fly away from the smithy here because she is being very loud and annoying, and say goodbye to you guys. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.